going on, people? Welcome to United View. Welcome to Abbi. Listen, I don't know why you're laughing. This is a peak game for both of us.
It is a peak game, but I'd say it's more peak for you at this moment in time.
True. Very, very true. Welcome to the Man United versus Tottenham versus Man United preview. Do you know what? You lot know there's been so much going on Man United wise. We're emotionally drained, and it's like you forget that you've got to turn your attentions to the game. There's no point talking about the Solskjaer thing right now, Antonio Conte and all of that. Put it to one side, because even though we don't really know how to feel, well, I don't really know how to feel, especially with how this game's coming up, we've got to get into it because there is a game. Our players are going to want to bounce back. You lot are not doing good. You know what's going on with us.
Yep.
Fill me in though, on a serious about the Spurs situation, because I've been so wrapped up in Man United being poor.
Yeah.
I've seen that your results ain't been good, but what's the generic?
Well, I think the generic thing with Spurs is obviously, everyone knows how it's gone, of course, since Pochettino got sacked. So we're still going back to 2019. But, the results of that, and even before that, transfer windows without having players come in, the stadium, things like that, COVID. And then, of course, sacking Pochettino. Jose didn't work out. It was never going to work out. You guys had already told us it was never going to work out.
Yeah.
And also, for a club like Spurs, signing Jose Mourinho, checkbook manager without a checkbook here at Spurs is never going to work in the first place.
All the money went on the stadium, isn't it?
And everything, you love this stadium. Yeah. And then everything that's gone on in between. We all know how Nuno came about. He was the 8th, 9th choice of manager they wanted to bring in. He's basically like a Jose, but even more tactically inept.
Yeah.
Doesn't like to make a substitution, defensive, minded manager. Nice guy, got nothing against the guy. Just don't think he was ever going to be the right fit for Spurs. I think a lot of fans would feel the same way. And it is what it is. The Harry Kane thing. Whether or not Harry Kane is still affected by the fact he didn't move, I don't necessarily think that's it. I think that the way and the situation Spurs are in is not solely down to that. I think there's so many different factors surrounding it. But of course, because of that whole saga in the summer, they're going to say that that's why Harry Kane's playing like this. And
it's an easy thing to just say.
It's an easy way and an easy person to blame. But the squad's had it. You take out Kane still, you take Son out. I guess you could say Romero's been all right for us so far. And Oliver Skip, one of our own as well. I'd say the rest of the squad is kind of below average. A lot of players are still there that should have been moved on 2-3 seasons ago. Again, recruitment hasn't been great. The people that we've brought in, the likes of Steven Bergwijn, hasn't been particularly good. It's very soon to say on Emerson Royale. Not going to be that.
He's had a tough
I'm not going to be
start,
mean at that level, but I just think the recruitment's not good enough. The manager isn't the attacking style manager that we would have liked to see.
Especially after Jose.
The chairman is still a big issue, and it is what it is at Spurs. We have a great, beautiful stadium.
You do.
Again, with nothing to show.
So with all of that being said, obviously, guys, you know where we're at right now. For me, if we go into the game now, we're so open to play against right now, and this is where I've got my sensible hat on, because yes, football-wise, you're not playing very well.
Yeah.
We can beat you. Of course we can. We've got better players than you.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about the managers right now.
Okay.
But we've got better players than you. We've got a better team than you. And we spent a hell of a lot of money on our team.
Yeah.
Which is why I think we're in a worse situation than you, only because of the resources we spent and how long Ollie is down in his Man United tenure versus Nuno's only just got there.
Yeah.
But we're so easy to play against, and I'm not naive enough to think that if we keep playing the way we've been playing and don't change anything, and Ollie tries to go with this 4-2-3-1 that he's been doing with McTominay and Fred and not getting a peep out of them, Kane, Son and Moura can still cause us trouble. Of course they can. So from you, do you look at what happened to Man United last week and just where we're at, because you know what's going on at Man United, and think, do you know what though, this is a good time to play Man United, that we could get something like this?
You can look at it both ways. Firstly, I see what you're saying about, that you guys are in a worse situation. However, you have the squad, so you make one change in your manager, you will pick up and you will probably play the level above that you're supposed to be playing at now. With Spurs, what you see is what you get. I don't think it makes a difference who's in charge, to be honest with you. I really don't.
With the players
with the current squad we have, with the mood around everything going on, I don't think it matters who's in charge at this moment in time. I really don't necessarily. Is it a good time to play United? I think that the problem is that now you guys are going to want to show some type of fight back from what happened last week. Yeah, that's never good for Spurs. That's never good for Spurs. Yeah. And I don't think there's ever a good or bad time to play United, to be fair. I think that at the moment your players are going to want to prove a point. us lot, again, we're just lacklustre in everything we do. Of course, there's always going to be chances in this game because of how open you guys play. But, you know, we've scored, I think, 9 goals this season, 10 goals. It's not exactly
Well, we've conceded like 11 in the last few games.
Yeah, but look, the Spurs concede as well. And I think that's why it's going to be quite an interesting and open game, because I don't know how we're going to approach this game. We don't play great football. We don't play particularly attacking style football, whereas you guys do. But I think that being at home, you have to kind of take it to
What's the way you can hurt us? Where if you, as you're looking at it and you're looking at the Man United squad that's been wounded, what would you say is the best way?
I'd say with pace. I mean, but again, we don't have that much. You take Son and Moore out. Again, I don't know what 11 he's going to go for, to be fair. If Harry Kane can turn up, and hopefully he will turn up, you know, Harry Kane can hurt anyone all the time, and same with Son. You know, Lucas Moura down the wings and getting in behind. But our biggest problem is also that midfield. You know, so where you've got your problems with McTominay,
it's really weird.
And Fred,
we've still got the same problem.
We've got the exact same problems in our midfield. You know, I really like Oliver Skipp. I think he's great. Højbjerg is all right, and Ndombele, when Ndombele is on form, what a
but
player.
You don't see it.
You don't see it consistently enough, you know. And I love him in that 10 role. We saw it against Newcastle. Him playing that role, he's fantastic. He could walk into most teams if he was like that consistently. But it's whether or not they are consistent. And with Spurs, you just never know what team is going to turn up on the day. We saw it against Chelsea here. We played great first half, and then came out second half. That was it.
Tuchel made one change,
and
that's it.
And also, when you've got someone like Nuno who doesn't like to make substitutions, and you know, we saw it against West Ham, didn't want to make a substitution until the 85th minute. What's the point of that? So I don't know. But look, I think it'll be a really interesting game, but I'm not expecting a win here, honestly.
I see, and it's interesting to get the Spurs kind of view of it, because I've been so emotionally, well, we're always emotionally invested in our own clubs, but we're so working out what's going on with the manager and just remembering how poorly we've been. It's like you do forget, like the pressure is on you lot too. You know, because that'll be 3 defeats in the last 3 games if we beat you. You know, that's going to put Nuno in a rut and higher the pressure on him. I think we said earlier, out of the 9 games, he's lost 4. So the pressure actually really is on you lot as well. But for me, I'm like, of course we can beat Spurs, but I think Ollie needs to do something different. I don't trust that set of players with how we are now to roll out a 4-2-3-1.
What would you want him to do?
I said it earlier, and this is going to sound really crazy because people are going to be like, are you crazy? It's against Spurs, they're not good. But you have to remember how bad we are. My gut feeling, I would make big changes, like play a 5 at the back.
Really?
Because we're so open. And I know...
Do you think Spurs warrant a 5 at the back?
That's what I'm saying. I know that doesn't warrant it because of who we're playing against, but that's what I mean about being so emotionally scarred about how bad we are. I'm like, if Ollie doesn't make huge changes, then we're gonna be in big trouble. The 5 at the back. Now I've calmed down. Now I've calmed down a little bit, and I've gone right. Well, Ollie's gonna be here for at least the next 3 games. We know it. If we lose against you, I still don't even think he'll get sacked, because in a couple of days' time we've got to fly to Italy and play Atalanta.
Well, I think that they've said the 3 games.
3 games, regardless. So I've got my head around that. So it's either Ollie changes the formation because he's so scared and we're so open, and goes, let's just be solid from the start and just try and get a clean sheet. Varane's back now. Or he tweaks it, not as drastic as that, but plays like a 4-3-3 instead of a 4-2-3-1. Or thirdly, which is the last one, he plays the exact same formation but makes some serious personnel changes. Because he's scared and we need to consolidate, maybe bring Matic in, maybe bring Van der Beek in, which he ain't going to do. I think he's just going to roll McTominay and Fred out.
The one thing is, of course, you haven't got Pogba either.
No Pogba for 3 games.
No Pogba, and I think that's,
he ain't even been starting
that's one of the advantages from a Spurs perspective, because, he always seems to turn it on when he plays us.
Yeah, he does.
So that's one advantage, I'd say, for us. But I agree with you, because I just think your midfield is your biggest problem, one of our biggest problems as well, really. So, but I don't know what his issue is with Donny van der Beek. I think he's a pretty good player, but is that what you need right now?
Yeah, in midfield, I think with the problem that we've got is in midfield, where nobody's tearing up any trees. How could he not even be given a chance? That's the biggest thing. We don't know whether Donny's going to be horrendous in the Premier League or whether he's going to be a world beater in the Premier League. He hasn't been given a chance in the Premier League. And when McTominay and Fred are maybe not putting in the type of performances that we want to see, they are busting their asses off. They are trying, but it's not working for them. Matic comes in against Leicester with Pogba. They were both poor. They both get dropped after that. Doesn't matter who plays, so why not give him a chance? So I don't know if he'll be the answer to all our problems, but why not try it? But there's a real reluctance for Ollie not to try it. I think front 3 wise, and I think this is where we can win the game, and it feels weird because we've been in such a rut, you forget the positives. You forget that we can come here with our team, if they set up right and put you under pressure, you know, Rashford on one wing, who's looked okay.
You've got Ronaldo.
Obviously Ronaldo. We've got to get the service into these players. We've got good individual players where in any moment they can make things happen. So I'm not in this. Although it's been really bad, I'm not naive enough to go, we can't win here.
Yeah.
We can. I think the bigger question, and this is more kind of outside of this preview and you guys at home, which is that actually, if we do win or we do scrape a 1-0, what does it really mean for the future of Ollie? And I feel like that's something we kind of have to put to the side because
it's
of the game.
So fickle. Let's say you get a draw here, right? Get a draw or get some type of result here.
A draw will just keep the shitness running on.
Let's say you get a draw here. You go to Atalanta.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You get some type of result.
Yeah.
Let's say you win.
Yeah.
Going into the Manchester derby.
Yeah.
Let's say you win. Then what?
Yeah. No, it's true. But these are the things that actually I'm thinking about.
He keeps his job.
And that's a mad thing.
So do you feel like, I don't know, United fans obviously let us know as well what you think, but are you more leaning on the side as more that you would like to not win here, not beat Atalanta?
There are a lot of fans who are saying what you're saying.
Yeah.
That do you know what? I don't even want us to win coming here because Ollie's going to get out of trouble because they want to change so badly. Yeah. Me personally, I can't turn it, and it's not just because I come to the games and I'm going to be here.
Yeah.
I just feel really uncomfortable with saying, you know, I hope the boys lose today. So I just can't do it.
Yeah.
But there are people out there who say for the good of the club, I don't want Ollie to kind of get lucky. And but because another thing though, where I do see where some people are coming from, which is that we've been in this position before where we're like, can't see the longevity here. Yeah. You get a few results and then it goes back to normal because we've got that type of squad. We've got really good players. We can come here and beat you. We can go to Atalanta and get a draw, maybe get a draw against City. I can't see that happening with how bad we are right now. I feel like the inevitable is just happening, but that's what's happened in the past. But I think with the run that we've got, I don't think we can fluke it, you know? I think home advantage though here, if you score the first goal in this game, I think that could put us in real big trouble.
It could, but I have to say, I'm not the most positive Spurs fan.
This is weird because it's like both of us are like, oh, but my team can't do this.
Do you know what? It's because I've had so, you know, and when we've been filming stuff, you know, at the start of this season, when we do Premier League preview, I feel like, you know, at the beginning, even when we were top of the league, 3 games, still I weren't convinced by it because I know Spurs and I know how Spurs play, and I know the problem with us is the lack of mentality, not just the lack of quality, but the lack of mentality in that side. So for me,
we've got that too.
When you do, but you've got the players,
but
you've got the squad. Yeah. You know, and I think that's our biggest problem. And I just feel that, it probably is a good time actually to play United, but are Spurs going to capitalise on it? Probably not. So that for me, I'm like, well, I don't see us winning this. I don't see us losing it. We very rarely draw, but at the same time, I don't see you being good enough to win it, but I don't see us being bad enough to lose it. But I don't see us doing anything to you.
See that? And
I think we're very even, but the difference is you can change your fortune. We can't.
And that's what it is. That's why I think it probably more favours us, just because of the calibre of players that we've got. They could just click into gear, you're not playing very well. But like I said, we've been playing so poorly, and we're in this rut. Are they going to come out after a horrible defeat against Liverpool, and not have a little bit of a bounce? I thought that after Leicester. And then we were 2-0 down at half-time against Atalanta.
Yeah.
Then they showed us a reaction and we scraped through. Then I thought, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Right. After coming back against Atalanta, this is Liverpool coming to town, we're going to be at it. But then look what happened.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry for watching it. I think you guys will probably feel the same. It's like you can't really put down what type of Man United performance is going to be. So I suppose for preview purposes, it's a really difficult game to talk about because you're in, maybe not free fall, but
no, we're not in free fall.
You're not in free fall, but you're not in good form, and we're in free fall.
Exactly, we are where we are. Yeah. We are bang average, and I think most Spurs fans would probably agree with that. Going nowhere fast. And
in United's team, so as a rival fan looking at it, who do you look at in our team and fear the most and be like, so long if they have a good game?
I still think you can't knock off Ronaldo from that. I mean, having him back, he's one of those players that can change a game himself if he wants to. My biggest disappointment for me is Jadon Sancho. That's from a United perspective, because I really highly rate him, and I haven't seen anything yet. But knowing our luck, he'll turn it on
He
Saturday.
probably won't start. Probably Greenwood again.
You've got again.
Rashford will be back on the left.
Greenwood for me, even someone like Jesse Lingard on the bench. Like, you've got so many attacking options, and that's where I feel like you guys are so. I mean, you're so much better than us, but like that's where you have what we need. You know, attacking options, whereas we don't.
What I would say is, this game is almost unpredictable, But we probably just about shade it. If Ollie wins, what does it really mean? If we lose, I don't think he'll leave. I don't think he'll leave at all. But I think we've got more chance. But I'm going to predict. I'm going to predict a draw.
Okay.
I'm going to predict a draw, a 1-1 draw. What's your prediction?
I'm going to match you. I'm going to go 1-1 as well. I really am. I wish I could say something different, but I don't think Spurs have got enough in the tank at the moment to go and win this. I don't think you've got enough bottle at the moment to win it either. But then again, look, it could be very different. You lot could turn
could
up.
Just hammer you.
You could turn up and hammer us. You know, stranger things have happened. We've turned up at Old Trafford and hammered you. Against, you know, every run of play there is. So look, it's always a good fixture. I always enjoy this game, funnily enough, even though I think you've beat us more than any other team or something like that. Should be interesting.
Guys, drop your views and your predictions in the comment boxes below. I'm going to go for a draw. Yes, we could win it. We've got the better players, but you know what it is right now. I don't need to explain to you where we're at and the morale of the squad. You probably would expect the players to put in some form of performance after the disgrace against Liverpool, because as much as we can criticise Ollie and the coaching staff and all that stuff, from the player point of view of how easy it was for Liverpool to beat us, that right there was shocking. And I do expect to see a little bit, especially in the first half, to show something. And then we'll see where the game goes. Smash a like on the video, subscribe if you are new. Thanks for coming on.
Pleasure.
See you after the game.
Yeah, we'll be doing a review of that game after. One of us will either be very happy and very sad, or we'll be completely perplexed and just want to give up.
Peace.